got one open. It was Genesis is where we were going, isn't it? Look at that egg on the left. Are you done? Because I'm not having you walking in and out constantly. Right, we're done. You ready? Go on. Or you can come and sit up here with me. It's up to you. Come on in. There you go. Right, sit nicely. I'm not playing. Dog's work's done. I've been out twice today and I've hurt my back. Right, okay. I'm back. We are looking at Phil Collins, Genesis. Well, we'll be looking at Gabriel. We did Peter Gabriel the other day. But we'll start with images. Phil Collins. Wait. Right, who's here? Phil Collins, Peter Gabriel, Mike Rutherford. Did we? Members. There. Everything's moved. Right, Mike Rutherford. We did 3, didn't we? Tony Banks, Ray Wilson, son of Man Code, Thompson, son of Man Code. I don't think I need any of the other people. Chris Stewart, 2 first names. We'll take the first 3 then. Phil, Peter and Mike. First up, Phil Collins. Well, did we start this one last night? The Mail Order Bride. We did. Look at the state of that. That's in my book, that one is. When I show people what's going on in the world when I'm out and about, I show this to people as about, I don't know, maybe the 10th or 15th picture. But by the time we get to this, they instantly say, that's a man. They do. They can see how big that face is compared to Phil's. They instantly say, that's a dude. And it is a dude. It's a mail order bride lot with fake tatas. Phil Collins walking. That's a nice shoulder tilt. Feet akimbo. Yeah, your big bodyguard there. That's a woman. This one here, she looks FTM as well. Feet in the wrong positions. Oh, there you go. We have a full mince, feet at 8 and 4. And again, the kipper foot look at the way the foot bends outwards, just like Charlie Chaplin's. When you watch real girls walking, I was watching a real girl running through the woods today. It looked very similar to something we saw just recently. And when she was running, even at long range, she must have been, I don't know, over 100 metres away from me. Easy. I could just instantly tell it was a girl just by the kinetics of her shoulders, elbows and hips. It was just so, I can't explain it enough to you, all you newbies that are learning to do this. It's like having x-ray vision at long range. You look at people and you just the stature of them and the posture of them tell you whether it's a man or woman. Women slightly lean forward, look like Phil is here into that walk. There's another one, look. She's slightly tilted inward into the walk. It's a woman thing. She's got heel and toe, look. Heel and toe. All crossing over. It's a woman. Even on a cane, you can still tell it's a woman. Even when they've got broken legs, you can tell the men or women. And on crutches, because they can't release the kinetic energy forwards. It has to come around, even when they're on canes or crutches. The female posture still shows you everything. Poncho Pete, Mob Wives. We're doing bands. I've already done Mob Wives. I've done Big Ang. Is it Big Ang? I don't know who it is. We've already done it. Just search his name. And again, I couldn't find any gates. They're all old gate. They're all, by old, I mean Phil Collins is old in the gate pictures. Look. There were no young gate pictures of Phil Collins, as I recall. Oh my gosh, is that his new one? Fucking hell. Look at the side, look at that flat-jawed mofo. Lily Collins. Well, I don't know who Lily Collins, that's Lily Collins. Lily Collins has got a face like a satellite dish. Let's go back. That's not Lily Collins, surely. He has got a big head like Lily Collins, though. It might be. That's Phil Collins' son. That's his son. Sweet baby Jesus. Look at the head on that. There are no young pictures of Phil Collins walking. Honestly, oh, let me take that name. Phil Collins, 2 first names. If you've got 2 first names, don't be offended by this. I know lots of people with 2 first names. I know Thompsons, Johnsons, Wilkinsons, Mastersons. I know loads, Sweatmans. I know loads of people with son and man in the name, but they're not flippers. They're just normal people. But that right there, with his Adam's apple scar, is a dude. Lily Collins. There, that's about the only picture ever of Phil Collins young, mincing look. Shoulder tilt. See the slight shoulder tilt? That has got to be the only picture of Phil Collins mincing in any pictures anywhere. Apart from the older ones I've just shown you, you cannot find Phil Collins. In fact, I think I've got 2 of those gates in my meme. Did I put him in the back file? No, you're a div. Maduro. Paste. Phil Collins. Searching. We are looking at Phil Collins. One-eyed symbolism right there, look. They will wink their eyes. This is a winking of the eye because the other eye's missing. They've got loads of different ways of showing their symbols to us and mocking us because we don't understand them. But other Masons read them and see them. The same way, Phil Collins, when he's talking to you, can work out whether you're a flip-flop or you're a natural person. They know when they see you. That's the difference. Only that changed a few years ago when we all started getting forensic lessons. And now, what, 4 years on, I've been doing this 4 years, 6 years total, coming on 7, but 4 years on, we can just look at people and tell the difference just by posture, by the shoulder tilt. Look, that's a lovely shoulder tilt, Phil Collins. The male nurse look with a space between his big feet look. It really is like having X-ray glasses. You just look through the clothes and the makeup and you see the underlying skeleton. Forensic anthropology is the greatest rabbit hole you can go down. It's the greatest giver of the truth. It doesn't just show you that the pop stars are inverted. Your favourite singers, your favourite footballers are inverted. Your favourite presidents are inverted. It shows you that they're all inverted, but it shows you all these truthers that brought us the truth are also inverted. And the thing is, they carry on lying all the way through. Globebusters is still going without even mentioning this topic to its subscribers. All those flat earthers that think the flat earth's the greatest thing in the world, and it's not. I used to think that. I used to think the flat earth was the greatest truth of all of them, but it's not. It's forensics. If I'd been given this information at the start, all the shit that I've been through wouldn't have happened. The kidnapping of Horatio wouldn't have happened. Antonio would never step foot in this house. 5 of those flip-flops would never have stepped foot in this house because I'd have been able to see them from the off. It's another form of mockery that they were in my house no less than a few feet from my face and I couldn't see that I was talking to a close-eyed woman on many occasions. But now it's different. Totally different because I can see them. And if one of these creatures approach me in my real life, I tell you, I'm going to call you out, you bitches. In public. I don't care where I am. It'll be like that Kiefer Sutherland, Donald Sutherland film where the body snatchers, when they scream, "Whoa!" I'll be like that. Just pointing at you. Calling out your markers. Never trust a man whose eyes are too close together. Dial M for Masons in your airline, you soft bitch. And of course, Phil's son is now, that's Lily Collins, is it? Lily Collins shares sweet message to dad. Yeah, Lily Collins with a big face. Or is that Lily Collins? I don't know. Or that might be his dad. Lily Collins' his dad. They bring up this little boy as a girl lot. The way this little girl was brought up as a boy. And they do it in secret, and they do it from birth, which is absolutely unlawful. That's why they're trying to change the law. Well, make it legal. They want to make it legal. It'll never be lawful, because God is the law. God is the law of all things. Right? No matter how much pressure the government can put on people, there's a law of the jungle. There's a law in the jungle, and when you've gone too far, you've gone too far. In the olden days, when the big lord of the manor used to barricade the river off and stop the people from drinking, there was all outrage, and that's what they're heading for. In the end, they want to outlaw your outrage, and they're getting away with it, as far as I'm concerned. There's plenty of information out there about people being injured. We know what by being injured by what's the word I use? Quack scenes. Being injured by them, but none of this gets to mainstream media, does it? They'd sooner show you Charlie Kirk having his neck blown open, or Anthony Joshua with no scratches on her at all being pulled out of a car crash. It's all bread and circus. It's all psyops. Everything. All of the stories. There is no truth in this goddamn world. It's forsaken. But you are not. You and I were given a chance. These people, unless they truly, in their heart of hearts, believe that Satan and what he's done to them all, if these people are being bribed and forced, he looks like President Putin, being forced into this lifestyle, and they're totally against it, well, God's going to know, isn't he? Because he's the all-knowing. He's everywhere at once. He's omnipresent. Everywhere at once. Satan can't be everywhere at once. And by everywhere at once, I mean all around you and inside of you. That's how he knows. When you have your prayers in private, not stood on a street corner or shouting it out in a church. I mean, in private, God's the only one who can hear you. You're talking to him. You are an antenna, if you like. But they cut off all communication to your Heavenly Father. Made you disbelieve in him. The greatest trick the devil ever pulled was making people think he didn't exist. And that's what he did. He made the world not believe in Satan, and in doing so, no one believes in God. There is no God, there is no Satan. Or they believe they are God, they are Satan. When the time comes, he's going to separate us, wheat and tare. Those that told the truth and those that loved the truth will be bundled together. Those that carried on with their wicked lives and loved their evil world. And remember, God's going to reveal this to everyone. Everyone's going to get the message. And then it'll be up to that person to care or not. And that's the bit that breaks all of us, right? That your brother doesn't care, your sister doesn't care, your cousins don't care, your mother doesn't care. It's just, it's rotten. It is. It's a rotten thing to do to mankind, to make us lose connection with heaven, with God. I spent 40 odd years of my life roaming around this plane, not understanding what my purpose was. Yet the Bible tells me instantly, go forth and multiply, make a family. And then the Bible is a book of morals to make sure you bring up that family correctly. Now, I don't agree with all the morals in that book. I certainly don't. Don't even get me started. But as Mark Twain said, it's not the parts that I don't understand that bother me, it's the parts that I do understand that bother me greatly. Huge swathes of that book bother me greatly. Phil Collins. We're going back up here. We're done. Phil Collins is a woman. Have we got you in the back file, Phil? Genesis. Yeah, we do. Phil Collins. We've got two of them. We'll do the good one. There. She got one of those ooters from that country, hasn't she? Peter Gabriel up next. Let me put Peter Gabriel in the back file. Peter Gabriel. Yeah, missed A. Peter Gabriel. Searching. Once it does that, we'll go after Peter. Come here. Bye, Phil. Peter Gabriel. Another egghead lot. Small. We've done this one just the other day anyway. We'll just find the gates. There's no point me going through the old rigmarole of Gabriel when we literally did her less than 2 days ago. Is that Gabriel on crutches? Oh yeah, Broken Leg Club. I think that's one of the only gates for Gabriel. Runs like a girl, lot. That's it. Peter Gabriel's got no gates. But I know she's in the back file because we only posted her the other day. That's not very good Peter Gabriel, is it? Oh my gosh, is that my Peter Gabriel? That is a terrible Peter Gabriel. Tell me there's another one. There is another one. There it is. That's better. That's much better. Peter Gabriel. With gates. Who's the last one? I can't remember. Was it Rutherford? Mike Rutherford? Mike Rutherford. She's got a long face. Let's take your name and bang you in my back file. I don't think you're going to be there personally, Mike. I just think it's going to be these two. Let's go. Mike Rutherford search. Look at that long face. Close set eyes. Images. That is a beautiful, beautiful 5-head, if ever I've seen one. It's a stonker, innit? 5-head, close set eyes, high set ears, sloping jawline, pointed chin, sloping shoulders. Mike Rutherford, is that your boyfriend? He's got a big face, Mike. Oh, he looks like Pamela Anderson, doesn't he? Houston, psst, we have a problem. There's a big face on the left with a big jawline, and there's a small face on the right with a sloping jawline. Look. Can you see the difference? Answers on a postcard. FTM walked into the bar and the bartender said, "Why the droopy eyes? I mean, why the long face?" Mike Rutherford, you got no gates, have you, Mike? We're going straight to walking because I'm wasting my life, I think. Walking. Oh, there's one there. I tell a lie. There's a perfect mince. Wrong angle, though. Look at the husband. Knee punching forward, look. That should be open, right? You know there should be a diamond showing there. I've got one gate, Mike Rutherford. She's barely worth doing. I'm not going to do her either. I can't be bothered. She's nobody. She's the guitarist from Genesis. Who cares? The one they care about are these two mofos. Phil and Peter. Genesis. Now, why do you think they called themselves Genesis? Oh, yeah. It's that book again that I'm not supposed to have any thought about. They didn't write it. They translated it. My ancestors wrote that book, and there's huge pieces of it missing and huge bits of it been added to. It says quite clearly not to add to the word of God. That's lying, right? It's no longer the truth. The whole truth. Genesis. There's a reason they use biblical names like Genesis. Local polo club. Oh, Susanna. Open the champagne, darling. What? Right, I'm coming back. Genesis, get lost. Let's open that one. We're looking at... where are we? Genesis. Jeff Buckley. I heard there was a secret chord David played and it pleased the Lord.